you our top 5 tips that are going to help you really blast that belly fat. So you know, that fun stuff that when we sit down we feel all mushy and it's hanging over our sides and it makes our pants fit tight. Yeah, so we want to help you get rid of that, okay? So we're going to share with you our top 5 tips that help you blast that. Again, we went ahead and we made sure that these are no BS methods. So again, and of course these are simple. So again, they're not easy, but they're simple, and what matters most is that you take this information you're about to learn and you go ahead and apply it. So this is what it looks like. First is interval training, and interval training is working and resting for a set time essentially. So you can do box jumps, you can do rope slams, you can do med ball slams. So a lot of the times you see those certain exercises, whether online or whatever, those are typically set in intervals, working and resting for a set time and repeating for a certain amount of rounds. So again, what's important for this exercise is that you're pretty moderate to intense levels of activity. So again, when you're working pretty hard, and then also obviously resting, which is why you get pretty much double or triple the amount of rest. So the reason that this is so effective is because it elevates and releases your HGH, your human growth hormone. And that is the primary hormone that helps you burn fat and then build lean muscle. And what some research has shown for us is that it helps participants who've participated in an interval training program over the course of 12 weeks lost about 70% of belly fat. The awesome thing about interval training is it can meet you where you're at. So it doesn't matter whether you're 60 or whether you're 12 years old, whether you're an athlete, whether you've been sedentary for a while, you're overweight, you're obese, you had a heart attack. Doesn't matter. So what's important is that you start gradual and you meet yourself where you're at. So let's say you're really overweight and just want to get started. What you want to do is start off a little bit more moderate intensity and a longer duration. So let's say you're doing a med ball slam or a bike sprint. Say you're going for 30 to 40 seconds of work at a medium to high intensity. So now as you get more advanced, you have to go all out for shorter, more intense bursts. So let's say 10 to 20 second bursts. But again, you have to spend all you got going as hard as you can, and again, that's how you can easily progress your interval training. Second, focus on full body workout routine. So again, make sure you're incorporating every muscle into your main exercise. If it's not using multi-joints, scrap it, find a new one. So as an example, get rid of bicep curls and start putting in pull-ups. So again, make sure we're doing multi-joint movements, and what this is going to help you do, the fact that we're stimulating more muscle mass, more muscles again we have moving, more calories are being burned, more growth hormone is being released. So again, that's our primary hormone to help us build lean muscle, burn fat. So it simply makes sense that we want both of those. So therefore, we should make sure we have that happen. So a couple quick rules about your full body workout routine. Stick to the compound movements like we said, squats, push-ups, pull-ups, deadlifts, any variation of those. Make sure we're sticking to a moderate to high intensity when we're performing those lifts as well, because again, that way, that ensures that we're stimulating that growth hormone. So get outside of our comfort zones, push through a little bit, and again, you're already working, so might as well make sure you get the most benefit for it, right? Another reason that strength training is such a key factor to help you lose belly fat is the fact that the more fat you have, it increases your inflammatory markers. So again, increased inflammatory markers in your body also degrade your muscle. So the less muscle we have, the less calorie burning resources we have to, again, just burn more calories every single day. So the more lean muscle burns more calories. Fat really does nothing except makes you feel uncomfortable, produces anxiety, and makes us feel squishy, which we don't really want. So we need to increase our lean muscle mass, therefore it increases how many calories we burn on a day-to-day basis by simply just being you. Hopping outside the gym for a minute, now we want to focus on a higher protein, lower carb diet. Having a high protein diet that really has a full amino acid profile, so again, amino acids are just simply the smaller broken down versions of protein. So again, if you think of like a house, think of a house as protein, every brick is amino acid. Okay, good, now we're on the same page. So having the full amino acid profile helps trigger protein synthesis. And again, that is the state in which we're building lean muscle. So we want to stay in that state and focus on foods that have a complete protein profile. So again, your typical animal proteins, dairy, fish, and whey protein that from a supplement store. Second, when you eat more protein, it has a higher metabolic cost, a higher calorie expenditure just to process the food that you just consumed. It costs calories to break down the food that you just ate and distribute it out throughout your body. Eating more protein equals more calorie burn. Lastly, when you're eating a higher protein diet, your hunger reducing hormones are elevated to a greater degree. So what this is going to cause you to do is going to cause you to eat less overall, which also automatically helps you reduce your carb consumption. Get more sleep. So again, regulate your circadian rhythm, your normal sleep cycle. When you're sleeping, your growth hormone is released. So again, if you're lacking sleep or again going to bed late and trying to cut corners here and there, you're not getting the adequate amount of growth hormone release, again, which is our primary fat burning hormone. So again, if you're lacking that, we can have increased levels in cortisol, again, which are strongly correlated to maintaining and keeping more body fat, more specifically right in your belly. So again, we don't want that. So a couple quick takeaways to help you get more sleep is avoid electronics before bed. So again, phones, tablets, whatever it is, at least an hour before bed. Try to go ahead, throw those on the charger, forget about it, pick up a regular book, read that. Eat regular and frequent meals throughout the day. So again, don't skip meals. Having a set schedule, eating every 2 to 3 to 4 hours, again, whatever situation might work for you. But again, just make sure you keep that regular rhythm going so again, you can get better sleep at night. And lastly, exercise 4 to 5 times a week. So again, have that schedule. Having that natural growth hormone release, again, helps regulate it later when you're trying to go to bed in the evening. And lastly, improve your insulin sensitivity by optimizing your carb intake. So again, certain windows when you should eat carbs versus you should not. So what you should not do though is completely remove carbs out of your diet. Okay, the main reasons for that is number one, it can drop your serotonin levels, so kind of that feel good, boosting neurotransmitter. So a lot of times people can be depressed if they're lacking that, and again, carbs kind of kick that into gear for us. And then also, it can severely suppress and lower your thyroid activity. So again, the thyroid is important to help us boost our metabolism. So again, we don't want to suppress that by any means. So again, make sure we optimize our carb intake, and again, we're still consuming carbs. We're just not completely eliminating them. And how to optimize your carb intake is eat carbohydrates immediately after you're working out. So again, if you did want to eat those naughty carbs, or those starchy carbs like the potato, rice, or pasta, you'd want to do that immediately after workout. I know it kind of flies in the face of conventional wisdom, but the reason that those carbs quickly get into your bloodstream, they're going to be rapidly used and immediately absorbed into your muscles and to refuel them, as opposed to just lingering around in your bloodstream and getting stored as fat later. Make sure we're avoiding high glycemic carbs for our breakfast. So again, stuff like Pop-Tarts or granola bars, or again, orange juice, yogurts, all those common things that give you a quick sugar spike, because again, that shifts your body out of fat burning mode, and it can also reduce your energy levels and lower your motivation. Replace your grains with your veggies. So instead of making whole wheat pasta noodles, make butternut squash noodles. Use a vegetable to make those noodles. Or again, trade some fruits instead of a cookie. Another great one is using cauliflower instead of rice. So again, using just more fibrous, nutrient-rich, and dense vegetables, and avoid the grains. So this has been Josh from Athletic Preparation over here in Auburn Hills, Michigan, and what I want you to do is go ahead and like this video so you can share it with a friend. Also, I want you to comment down here below to let us know your one big takeaway, the one thing you're going to implement this week.